Let me begin with a paradox. The very energy that society taught you to fear and suppress is the key to your freedom and creativity. Consider this. Everything in life is born from sexual energy, including you. Yet from a young age, you've been told that this energy is taboo, sinful, forbidden. Why is the source of life itself shrouded in shame? Have you ever wondered why the most natural act in the world is also the one cloaked in secrecy and guilt? Pause. Picture this. A renowned sage once whispered to his disciples, "The door to the divine is hidden in the pleasure you fear." The listeners were stunned. How could the bliss of an orgasm possibly lead to the divine? It sounds absurd, almost blasphemous, doesn't it? But life has a cosmic sense of humor. It often hides profound truth in the most unlikely places. What if the ecstasy of orgasm is nature's way of hinting at something far greater? What if that momentary burst of bliss is a glimpse of your deepest spiritual self? Misunderstood and feared, yet incredibly powerful. My friend, sexual energy is the most powerful force you possess, and also the most misunderstood. For thousands of years, cultures around the world have approached this raw, potent energy with fear. They tried to chain it with strict rules, bury it under morality, or ignore it altogether. We've been taught to whisper about it in darkness, rather than celebrate it in the light. Why? What makes this energy so threatening? Think about it. This is the energy that can create life, literally, new life. If it can create a baby, imagine what else it might create when guided consciously. Perhaps society feared that if individuals understood their own power, they would become impossible to control. So, sexual energy became the great taboo, the elephant in the room everyone feels but no one openly acknowledges. Are you carrying any of that fear or guilt inside you? Pause and reflect. You might notice tension or discomfort, even as you hear these words. That's okay. It's natural. We've all been conditioned to feel this way. Yet despite the fear around it, haven't you also sensed that there's something magical about sexual energy? In moments of passionate intimacy, when desire flows freely, there is aliveness unlike any other. Your heart races, your senses heighten, time disappears. For a few timeless moments, you are utterly present, alive, and connected. Deep down, you know this energy is not just physical, it touches your soul. This is why we yearn for it, even as we fear it. It's why orgasm has been called the little death, because for an instant, the ego dies and you touch something beyond yourself. Sexual energy, the most creative force in existence. Let's clarify one thing. Sexual energy is life energy, creative energy. Every cell of your body was formed from it. There is no higher energy in you than this. It is your vital life force. But here is the tragedy. We've limited this immense power to mere biological function or pleasure in the shadows. In truth, the same energy can flower into creativity, love, and spiritual awakening. It's like we've been given a powerful rocket ship, yet we only use it to taxi around the driveway. Imagine if this creative force could be channeled beyond making babies, into giving birth to yourself. Yes, to a new you. Just as this energy can create a child, it can recreate you on a higher level. Fuel your personal growth, your art, your dreams. Why do you think artists, musicians, poets often have a certain sensual vibe about them? It's because creativity and sexual energy are deeply connected. They're tapping into the same source. Psychologists even note that when you suppress sexual energy, it often re-emerges in distorted ways: anxiety, aggression, obsession. But when you embrace and channel it, that energy can become paintings, symphonies, innovations, or simply a radiant, joyful presence in your life. Consider modern psychology. Sigmund Freud pointed out that libido, sexual desire, is a primary drive of human behavior. He saw that this energy, if repressed, turns into neurosis. Carl Jung went further to suggest that our inner masculine and feminine energies seek union, a psychological echo of what Tantra has said for millennia. Contemporary therapists observe that a healthy flow of sexual energy correlates with confidence, creativity, and emotional well-being. Even if they use different words, they're all recognizing the same truth. When you heal and free your sexual energy, you heal and free yourself. Orgasmic energy, plus intention, manifestation, magic. Now, let's explore the forbidden secret that few talk about openly. Orgasmic energy, when combined with clear intention, becomes a force for manifestation, a tool to create reality beyond just the physical pleasure. This idea might sound mystical, even unbelievable, but think about how powerful your mind and body are at the peak of orgasm. In that peak moment, energy explodes from you, not just physically, but energetically. What if you could aim that explosion? What if, instead of a random release, you infuse it with a purpose, a vision? Here's a question. Have you ever set a positive intention or prayer and released it at the moment of climax? Most of us haven't been taught to do this. In fact, the idea itself has been forbidden by society. But ancient practitioners have whispered about this for ages. They discovered that the moment of orgasm is like a portal, when your consciousness briefly expands and touches the infinite. In that split second, you are one with creation, and a heartfelt intention released into the universe then carries tremendous weight. It's as if your desire rides a rocket of raw energy straight into the fabric of reality. You might ask, is this some kind of magic or just psychology? It is both and neither. Consider how emotion and belief influence your everyday life. When you strongly believe in something, you tend to attract or create it. Now imagine coupling that focused belief with the most intense positive energy your body can generate. The effect is exponential. This is not about any specific religion or ritual. It's about harnessing your natural peak energy with conscious awareness. Orgasm with intention can become a prayer, a meditation, a creative act. It's manifestation fueled by the very energy of creation. Wisdom from Tantra and Taoism, ancient secrets. To some, this may sound radical, but it's actually ancient wisdom. Let's look at Tantra, the mystical path from India. Tantra sees sexual union as sacred, a path to enlightenment. In Tantra, orgasmic energy is celebrated, not shamed. It's often said that Shiva and Shakti, the divine masculine and feminine, make love within us, and through their union, we awaken to our true nature. Tantra teaches, when you make love with total awareness, breath by breath, the act becomes meditation. Time dissolves, the partners melt into each other and into existence itself. Through that blissful union, they glimpse the divine. Tantra practitioners learn to ride the waves of pleasure into stillness, holding intention in their hearts, and thus transform sexual energy into spiritual realization. For them, orgasm is not an end, it's a door. Now consider the ancient Taoists of China. They too recognized sexual energy. They called it Jing, as one of the fundamental energies of life. Taoist masters taught how to circulate sexual energy through the body, moving it up the spine, nourishing the brain and organs, instead of simply losing it. By doing so, they said, you can gain vitality, creativity, even prolong life. In Taoist practice, a couple could merge their energies in harmony, balancing yin and yang, and even use that harmonious energy to heal or manifest intentions for their lives. One Taoist secret says, where intention goes, energy flows. So if you guide your sexual energy with intention, it will flow to manifest that intention, whether it's better health, a creative project, or deeper love between partners. They saw this energy like water behind a dam. If you don't direct it, it will either stagnate or burst out uncontrollably. But if you channel it mindfully, it becomes a gentle power stream that can irrigate every field of your life. Many mystical traditions echo this understanding. In yoga, Kundalini is the coiled energy at the base of the spine, often awakened by practices that involve breath, meditation, and yes, sometimes sexual practices. When awakened, Kundalini rises upward, opening all your chakras, energy centers, and finally blossoming in the crown chakra as enlightenment. What is Kundalini, if not your raw sexual life force awakened and directed upward to manifest spiritual awakening? In esoteric practices around the world, from certain sects of Buddhism to secret Western mystics, sexual rituals were sometimes used to charge intentions, to invoke deities, or to pray with one's whole being. Sadly, these were often hidden or distorted because society wasn't ready to accept them openly. But the thread is common: sexual energy plus sacred intention, a bridge to the miraculous. Modern insights, healing the divide between sex and spirit. Now in modern times, we are finally rediscovering these truths in the light of day. Science and spirituality are slowly coming to agree on one point: mind-body connection is real, and energy is at the heart of it. Researchers studying the brain find that during orgasm, the brain lights up in ways similar to deep meditation and mystical experiences. The regions associated with a sense of separateness go quiet. Those associated with bliss and connection light up. Is it any wonder that a content afterglow feels meditative? Modern sex therapists encourage couples to be present with each other, to breathe together, essentially mirroring ancient practices without perhaps realizing it. They've found that this presence intensifies intimacy and pleasure, and also forms a deeper emotional bond. In essence, bringing awareness into sexuality heals not just the body, but the psyche too. Psychologically, as we mentioned, embracing your sexual energy is healing. When you drop shame and approach it with respect and curiosity, you reconcile a split within yourself. You become more whole. People who learn to channel their sexual energy often report feeling more creative in their work, more confident in pursuing goals, more connected to their intuition. It's as if a heavy weight of guilt is removed from their chest, and they can finally breathe freely and be themselves without apology. Even the popular idea of sexual transmutation in self-help circles, perhaps you've heard how some successful people claim to direct their sexual drive into ambition or creativity, is basically a modern repackaging of these old truths. The difference is, we're taking it beyond just nofap or abstinence. We're talking about conscious use rather than suppression, transformation, not denial. So ask yourself, what would your life look like if you befriended this powerful energy within you? What could you create in art, in career, in your inner growth, by embracing your sexual energy fully, without fear, with pure intention? This question isn't just intellectual. Feel it. Feel the possibility that you have a rocket fuel inside you, one that most people never learn to use beyond a few seconds of pleasure. And you are learning the secret of how to keep that rocket fuel burning to lift your whole life to a higher orbit, toward direct experience beyond words. By now, we've spoken of ideas and possibilities, but remember, no amount of theory can substitute for experience. I am sharing these words with you as warmly and honestly as I can, but ultimately you must taste this truth yourself. This is exactly what the mystics have always insisted upon. Osho, the speaker whose style I channel now, always said, "I am not here to give you a belief, I am here to give you an experience." So, let's move from talk to a small experiment. Consider this an invitation to directly feel your energy, here and now, in a safe and gentle way. First, take a deep breath and sigh it out. Go on, actually do this. Notice how even a simple deep breath can bring you into the present. Now I invite you to bring your attention inward. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable. Feel your body from within. Feel the subtle aliveness buzzing in you, in your chest, in your belly, your pelvis. That aliveness is your sexual energy. It's your life energy. There's nothing obscene about it. It's as natural as gravity and as sacred as sunshine. Now, place one hand on your lower belly, below your navel, and just breathe slowly, deeply. Feel warmth there. You might feel a gentle heat or tingling, and if not, just a sense of connection. Ask yourself quietly, what does my sexual energy feel like right now? You're not aroused necessarily. That's okay. Sexual energy is present in you even when you're not sexually active. It's the baseline vitality of your being. Maybe you feel a pulsing, a warmth, or an emotion might arise. Accept whatever comes. If you feel tension or shame, just notice it with compassion, like a knot that can gently unwind with love. Now, take another deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your belly and pelvis. Give your body permission to feel pleasure and energy without any goal, just as a warm glow inside. You might visualize a warm light glowing in your pelvic area, like a little sun. This is your inner fire. See it glow brighter as you breathe in. As you exhale, imagine its warmth spreading throughout your body, into your heart, into your head, out into the space around you. You are literally spreading your sexual life force, circulating it. Some ancient practices call this the microcosmic orbit. But don't worry about terms, just feel it. Energy moving within you, nourishing you. Now, bring a gentle intention to your mind, something you wish to manifest or grow in your life. It could be healing, or confidence, or creative inspiration, or even calling in a loving relationship. Anything your heart truly desires and is positive for you will do. Hold that intention lightly in your mind, maybe as a word or an image that symbolizes it. Now, drop that intention down into that little sun in your belly. Imagine your intention as a seed planting into your sexual energy center. Take a deep inhale, stoking the warm glow, and as you exhale, imagine that energy carrying your intention like a wave, spreading through every cell of your body and outward into the universe. You might even feel a subtle pleasure or tingling as you do this. That's good. You're infusing pleasure and positivity into your intention. Stay with this for a few breaths. Breathing in, charging your intention with energy. Breathing out, releasing it outward. Feel it as real, present, and importantly, notice how natural and good it feels to unite clarity of mind, intention, with vitality of body, sexual energy. There is no division in you. You are one whole being, sacred and powerful. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, if they were closed, and take a moment to simply sit with the feeling. Pause. A practical exercise. Anytime, anywhere. If that brief exercise resonated with you, know that this is a practice you can repeat anytime you like. No partner or special technique needed, just your presence and intention. Here's a simple way to remember and practice it in daily life. Breathe and feel. Whenever you remember, take a slow, deep breath and feel the aliveness in your lower belly and pelvis. Even if you're at work or walking, you can do this subtly. This reconnects you to your core energy. Embrace, don't suppress. If you feel any arousal or pleasant sensation, welcome it. It's just your life force. You don't have to act on it externally, just let it nourish you internally. Think of it like enjoying a sweet flavor in your mouth. No need to spit it out just because it tastes good. Add intention. Whenever you have a clear desire or goal, pause for a moment. Bring your awareness to that energy center, as you just practiced, and breathe your intention into it. You can do this during a meditation, or yes, even during intimacy or self-pleasure. Especially at the peak of excitement or joy, remember your intention and feel it charging with that energy. This is the secret. Rather than your orgasmic energy just dissipating aimlessly, give it a direction. Release and trust. After charging your intention with energy, let it go and trust life. You've planted the seed. Now life will grow it in its own way and time. You don't need to obsess. Continue living, loving, and enjoying your energy freely. This simple practice turns something most consider ordinary or even dirty into something sacred and transformative. It brings consciousness to your passion and passion to your consciousness. And when consciousness and passion dance together, reality changes. You change. Conclusion: embrace your energetic potential. Dear one, we have traveled from paradox to possibility. We started with that curious idea that the most forbidden energy is actually the gateway to the divine. Along the way, we've seen that what was once hidden in taboo is in fact your birthright, a source of deep joy, creativity, and manifestation. Sexual energy is nothing to fear. It is your power, and like any power, it can illuminate when understood or burn when neglected. The time has come to reclaim it with love and awareness. Ask yourself, after hearing all this, do you still see your desire and orgasm as just a physical act? Or can you sense the sacredness pulsating in it? Can you allow yourself to experience pleasure without guilt and intention without doubt? I'm inviting you to change how you perceive desire, orgasm, and your own potential. See them for what they truly are, different faces of the divine energy within you. When you make friends with this energy, when you respect it and play with it consciously, it will support you in every dimension of life. Your meditations will deepen, your creativity will flow, your relationships will become more authentic and loving, because you are no longer at war with yourself. Remember, the most powerful manifestation technique isn't found in some complicated ritual or far-off temple. It's right here in your body, in the union of orgasmic energy and clear intention. It's forbidden only by ignorance and fear, and we are shedding that now. You are free and always have been. I encourage you, continue this exploration. Don't just take my words for it. Experience it. Perhaps tonight, or whenever you feel the stir of that sweet energy in you. Practice a bit of what we discussed. Breathe, feel, intend, and let go. Even if it feels subtle or a bit unusual at first, give yourself permission to learn this new way. You deserve to know the full spectrum of who you are. In parting, I speak to you as a friend and fellow traveler. Embrace your energetic potential. Let your life force, your sexual energy, become your ally and teacher. Let it illuminate your inner world and manifest beauty in your outer world. The taboo is broken. The forbidden door is open. Step through it with awareness, and you will find that the energy which once was shamed becomes the light that guides you to your most authentic, creative, and alive self. Thank you for listening, for being curious, and for having the courage to explore this transformative path. Now go experience what cannot be explained in words. Your inner universe awaits. Namaste.